forward. So if somebody gets, go ahead, the crown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it a crown or a helmet?
It's a helmet, yeah, so it's a helmet, you know, and it's showing how strong he is and how stable he is, and, you know, notice it's a trinity, and so trinities are balanced, and so death is a balanced thing, like, you know, unfortunately we're all going to die, none of us are getting out of this thing alive, right? So we're all going to end up having to face this angel at some point, but this angel isn't a bad angel, and sometimes you might really want that angel, okay, if you're 100 years old and going, I remember my grandfather being 92 going, I just don't know why I'm still here. And I'm like, I bet, you know, I mean, it's like I can imagine.
This is a dark card.
This is a dark card. And so you're having to let go of something. Death of identity, death of old way of being. It's definitely a dark card. And Scorpio, again, is about death and rebirth. And so there's that whole, you know, philosophical death that you go through the quest of knowledge. So once you die, and let your identity die, your ego die, you go on to the next card, and the next card is the art card. And the art card is a really interesting card. It's got the sign of Sagittarius at the bottom, which is that arrow that's at the very bottom of the card next to the word art. And again, you've got this Lover's card merged now. So you've got these two things coming together. The red lion has turned into a white lion. The white eagle has turned into a red eagle, and so this represents the alchemical transmutation. You got the dark king and the light king merged together in their faces, and so they've merged into one body with two heads, and they have a chalice that has a crow on top of a skull, which is showing you that some sort of death happened, okay, and that there's some sort of going into the void or the unknown. So the crow represents sacred laws, human laws, the difference between the two, and going into the void and the unknown.
Where's the crow?
Crow's at the very bottom of the chalice,
Right here.
so it's like right there.
Oh,
Okay.
See that right there?
Yeah.
And then you've got water and fire coming together to make something, which is beautiful. And then you've got a waxing and a waning moon, which again shows, you know, the whole cycle, a complete cycle. And then you've got this inscription around it that's in Latin. So again, you go to the back for the okay. So the inscription means visit the interior parts of the earth. By rectification you shall find the hidden stone. So so what this means is that again you're like rectifying something, you're transmuting something. There's a rectification happening with this card and coming together. So the easy way to remember this card is, I always think of the art card is about decisions based on an accurate calculation. Economy, management of money, success. But it means that you've had to really work at it. So the way I think of this card when I was a kid was that my dad used to have a phrase that meant just a little bit further. That was his favorite phrase, just a little bit further, when we were on these backpacking trips. And what I learned in life was like you're coming up to a ridge, or like a ridge. You actually think you're to the top. You actually think you're to the top because you can't see the mountain behind you because you're coming up the hill. And so you're coming up the hill and you're like, oh, we're there, we're there, we're there. And you get there and the top of the mountain is like another 2 miles ahead of you. And you're like, dang, right? So I like to think of this card as that, like you're actually at the ridge, you've done a great job, you're in a great place, you should celebrate, it's really cool, but you're actually not there, okay? So you have a little bit further to go. So when someone pulls this card, I'm like, woohoo, congratulations, you've made some great progress, but you know what, you have a little bit further to go, and it's okay, so let's celebrate this moment, but the goal that you're going for is about 2 miles ahead of you, okay? But there's no sense in not celebrating because you've really accomplished something when you get this card. So this card is a beautiful card, it's a Sagittarian card, you know, it's a mutable fire card, it's about the mutation of energy, the transmutation of energy, and so I love this card. It's a beautiful card.
What did this used to be in another deck?
I'm trying to think, what is this card in another deck? I'll bring my other deck.
It's the one where she's doing the water to and from.
Yeah, I think that's the one. It's we're thinking the Rider Waite deck, and this isn't my normal deck. So yeah.
Well, I've
I'll
got
look a minute, I've got my rider with me.
Oh, great.
I just cannot see a crow.
Oh,
So on the chalice.
on the chalice right there.
Really?
See the little crow on the
Okay.
skull? Right there.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah, hard to see these little things. These are big paintings actually, but okay. So when somebody gets this card, they have
With little Almost
a
got
little
there.
further to go. Right, they're almost there, but they're not there. They need to watch the economy and the management of money. They will have success after elaborate maneuvers, but they're not there yet. So if somebody picks this card and they ask a question about their business, what would I tell them?
You're,
Be
you're
patient.
doing okay, but hang in there. You're not quite there yet.
Right, you're not there yet.
Good bookkeeper.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure the economy and you've got the money managed right. You're not doing something stupid or taking some crazy risk, and be economical. Like, know what you're dealing with. Okay. All right. And so then from there you go to the next card, which is the Devil card.
Another card people are afraid of.
Yeah, another card people are afraid of. Totally.
But it just seems to come so quickly after the art card where you think you're doing so well.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, if you look at the Devil card, what does this look like if you look at it really closely?
A goat.
Capricorn.
Yeah, what else?
It looks
It
like
looks like
hell.
Hades, hell.
Looks like hell.
Okay.
Looks like
Girls, you're missing the best part. It looks like a penis with two balls.
Oh God, it does.
She's like, oh well. Okay, so.
Just get it, we're all-
Oh, we got hell right.
Two can often be associated.
How funny.
Okay, so this card is about the masculine energy as like a phallic symbol penetrating the vagina, okay, at the top, and creating that impregnation. And you've got the two testicles that are full of people, so like those little sperms running around. I noticed we've got one set that's really busy, and then one set that's less busy. It's funny, isn't it? Okay, so then what we've also got here is we've got the caduceus, again with the goat, and on this long staff, so there's this symbol of power right there. But notice it's right at his chest, which is right at heart level. So it's right at heart level. You've got the goat, which is the symbol, of course, of like a Luciferian type of character. But does he look very scary?
No.
He looks kind of cute, doesn't he?
Smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a wreath around his horns, and he's got this little smile, and he's sort of happy, and he's got a third eye that's totally open.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about this card is that it is through the understanding and the balance of sexual energy that you actually open your third eye. So one of the illusions that a lot of psychics in the past, not in the modern psychics, but psychics in the past, was that to be psychic you might need to be just totally spiritual but not necessarily sexual. Okay, so that was an illusion, because you really, to be psychic, you need to be able to read all the levels, and a sexual level, people have a lot of attachment to the sexual level, so you have to be able to read that level. So one of the hardest things in being a psychic and working with psychic stuff is to recognize and work with this energy constructively. And you need energy moving all the way up through your body, because if you read just from here, you're going to lose your energy really, really fast and get really, really exhausted. So it's the same with massage therapists. Do you know the average length of time a person is a massage therapist? 4 years. So that's the average length of time, because most massage therapists are giving from their heart giving from their heart, but they're not moving their energy all the way through. And you need this energy down here to be able to keep going physically and stamina-wise. So I've been a massage therapist since 1983. You've been a massage therapist since?
1993.
See? So it's sort of like the people who can stick with it and stay with it are more balanced with their lower chakra energy and their life force energy, because people have a lot of garbage going on in their body, and you've got to have more life force energy than them, because you need to put energy into them. And if you're weak in some area, you might take on their garbage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be well grounded. So I had a Peruvian shaman say to me, you Americans make a mistake. You want to be really open at the top, but you're like a top heavy flower with a little narrow stalk, and a wind blows and your stalk breaks, and you don't have any energy and you lose your connection. He says you need to be like a tube. So you need to be as open at the top as you are at the bottom.